Hey there, and welcome to the Champion Helmets Quietest Sport Touring Helmets of 2020 guide, where we've road tested our top touring helmets to find the quietest. While we've already determined the best sport touring helmet 2020 in our other video on the topic, we were still curious about which helmet would come out the quietest, since this is such a big aspect of these touring helmets. While some people prefer to hear the roar of the engine while they ride, there are others who prefer a quieter ride. Besides personal preference, another reason why noise isolation is important is because it's better in the long term for your ears, and it's also a matter of comfort since you'll be on the road for a long time and you don't want to stop for a break only to find your helmet leaves your ears ringing. Lastly, a quiet helmet will help with allowing you to chat with your buddies and listen to your music while you ride. So, we've decided to test out the Shark Spartan GT Carbon, the HJC RPHA, the Arai Profile-V, the Shoei GT Air 2, and the AGV K6. And while we have a few runners-up that we also tested, we'll go over those helmets at the end. If you're curious about how these helmets perform individually, make sure to check out and subscribe to our YouTube channel where we have full reviews and road tests of each helmet. Before we dive into our road test, I'll just let you know how we conducted our test. When we gave our helmets to our rider, we carried out our test at 130 km per hour on long stretches of highway. For our measurements, we have a monitor on the left showing the helmet's internal temperature measured through a thermometer in the top of the helmet. In the middle is our decibel meter, showing the noise level from a microphone near our rider's ear. On the right is a phone which is showing the day's wind speed. Lastly, in the middle on the dash is our rider's speed and the external temperature. So let's start with a few specs for the Shark Spartan GT Carbon. This is a new helmet from Shark, meant as a successor to the Shark Spartan Carbon line. This helmet's shell is made of carbon fiber, making it a lightweight helmet for touring at about 1,450 grams. As usual for Shark, the Shark Spartan GT Carbon also comes in two outer shell sizes and will be coming in at about 480 euros or about $530 US. The visor is pinlock prepared with the insert coming in the box, and it has an internal sunshade with a slider on top. The liner of the GT Carbon is removable, washable, and has emergency release cheek pads, and comes with additional Velcro pads in the ears to help with noise isolation. We took the Spartan GT Carbon out on a cooler day with a day's wind speed at about 100 to 115 km per hour. For the day's temperature, the helmet clocked in at about 14 to 15 degrees with the exterior temperature at about 13, so a pretty decent 1 to 2 degree difference. For noise, this helmet also came in about an average 100 to 102 decibels. However, this is a new helmet. It actually does the same for noise as its predecessor, the Shark Spartan Carbon. So while these pads, which were present in both helmets, likely do help, it would have been nice to see them doing a little bit more in the new version. Overall, this helmet scored decently in our matrix. For material with a carbon shell and two shell sizes, that's 4 stars. As a result, we get a lightweight helmet that gets another 4 stars. With the pinlock prepared visor, a good field of view, and some added safety features, this helmet gets another 4 stars. However, as this was a noisier helmet, that gives the Spartan GT Carbon giving it another 3 stars. And for its strong ventilation, the Spartan GT gets another 4 stars. Lastly, for comfort, the Shark Spartan GT Carbon gets 4 stars for comfort. This brings the GT Carbon to a total of 4 stars at 21 euros per star, which is a respectable amount. Next on our test is the HJC RPHA. This helmet is made of HJC's Premium Integrated Matrix, or PIM, which is a blend of fiberglass and carbon. This gives the lightweight helmet a weight of about 1,470 grams, similar to the Spartan GT. This helmet will also be coming in at about 400 euros or around $440 US. The visor of the RPHA is pinlock prepared with the insert included in the box. The liner of the RPHA is removable, antibacterial, washable, and it has extra pads in the ear to help stop noise. Like the RPHA, this helmet also comes with a variety of Marvel graphics, which, while it won't impact the helmet's noise, is something fun to note. This helmet got taken out on a nice summer day, and while the temperature can have an effect on the noise level of helmets, we haven't found it to have a strong impact so far. The day's wind speed was about 115 to 125 km per hour, and we measured a temperature of about 24 degrees outside the helmet and 21 degrees inside, which shows a 3-degree difference and a poor ventilation system. However, for noise, this helmet came in at 97 decibels, which is excellent and puts this helmet at an early lead. Overall, the RPHA scores very well. For material, the RPHA has 3 shell sizes and a PIM shell, so that's 4.5 stars. For weight as well, this helmet gets another 4 stars. In terms of the visor, this helmet is pin lock prepared, so it gets another 4 stars. For ventilation, this helmet was poor, giving only 2 stars. However, with its excellent noise isolation, this helmet gets another 5 stars. Lastly, for comfort, the RPHA gets another 4 stars. This brings the helmet to a total of 4 stars at 18 euros per star, making it a strong contender as the quietest helmet. Now we'll take a look at the Arai Profile-V. This helmet will be coming in at a recommended retail price of about 390 euros, or approximately $440 US. The Arai is made of fiberglass and comes in 3 shell sizes with a weight of about 1,495 grams. We tested this helmet out on a nice day with the day's wind speed at about 125 kilometers per hour. However, this was unfortunate for this helmet since the outside temperature was 21 degrees Celsius, while the internal temperature was about 28 degrees Celsius. For noise, this helmet did about on par with the Shark Spartan GT Carbon, with about 101 decibels inside the helmet, so average for these top helmets. Despite the poor performance on ventilation, the Profile-V rates well overall. For material, this helmet gets 4 stars for a fiberglass shell in 3 shell sizes. For its weight of 1,495 grams, this helmet also gets 4 stars. The visor of the Profile-V also gives it 5 stars for its great field of view. For ventilation though, this helmet only gets 1 star for its 7-degree difference. Nonetheless, this helmet still gets 3 stars for noise. For comfort, this helmet pulled out a bit stronger with about 4 stars. This brings the Profile-V to an average of 3 stars, with each star costing 18.5 euros per star, which places this helmet at the higher end in terms of value for money. Next up is the Shoei GT Air 2, and we've already got high hopes for this one. The Shoei GT Air 2 is made of Shoei's advanced integrated matrix, AIM material, and it has 3 outer shell sizes. This helmet also comes in at the same weight as most of our helmets today at about 1450 grams. The GT Air 2 also comes in at about 530 euros, or approximately $590 US. The visor has been prepared with the anti-fog insert in the box. The liner of the GT Air 2 is removable, antibacterial, washable, and it has emergency release cheek pads. We took the GT Air 2 on a warm, sunny day, and the day's average wind speed was about 130 kilometers per hour. This helmet did well for ventilation, as well, with the exterior temperature at about 26 degrees Celsius, while the helmet's internal temperature was about 27 degrees. So that's a 1 degree difference, which is great. For noise, this helmet did well at about 97 decibels, hitting it directly against the HJC RPHA and shows another strong contender. The Shoei GT Air 2's ranking reflects its strong performance. Since the GT Air 2 is made of AIM and has 3 shell sizes, that's 4.5 stars for material. With a light 1450 grams, this helmet gets another 4 stars for weight. For the visor, the GT Air 2 comes with a pin lock insert in the box, so that's another 4 stars. With a 1 degree difference from the helmet, the GT Air 2 gets another 4 stars for ventilation. For noise, this helmet unsurprisingly does well, getting a full 5 stars. Lastly, for comfort, this helmet gets another 5 stars. This brings the GT Air 2 to a total of 4 stars at 20 euros per star, which is a good result. Lastly, we've got the AGV K6 up for testing. This is AGV's entry into the sport touring helmet category, even though this helmet doesn't come with a sun visor. But this is still a strong contender nonetheless. The shell of the K6 is made of carbon fiber and aramid for strength and a light weight, bringing it to 1,350 grams, making it the lightest helmet here. It also comes in 4 shell sizes, which is excellent. The K6 will be coming in at about 430 euros, or approximately $480 US. The visor is pin lock prepared with the insert in the box, and it has been anti-scratch treated. For the interior liner, the K6 features a mixture of Ritmo, Shalimar, 2Dry, and Microsense to give a premium helmet with great comfort. With the K6's test, we had some nice weather with a consistent wind speed at about 115 to 120 kilometers per hour. During the road test of the K6, we measured about 23 degrees Celsius inside the helmet, while outside it was a temperature of about 22 degrees Celsius. So that's a 1 degree difference, which is very good. For this helmet's noise, we also measured about 101 decibels, which is very good for such a lightweight carbon aramid helmet. Given this strong performance, we can expect this helmet to also score well. Due to the AGV K6's carbon and aramid shell, this helmet gets 4 stars for material. In terms of weight, this helmet also does excellent with 5 stars. Looking at the visor, it comes with everything one could hope for, giving it another 4 stars. For noise, the K6 also did decently at about 101 decibels, which is under most of our helmets today, giving it another 3 stars. With strong ventilation performance, the K6 also gets another 4 stars. This helmet also did well for comfort, with its quality interior liner giving it 3.5 stars. Overall, this leaves the AGV K6 with an average of 4 stars, with each star costing 17.5 euros per star, which isn't bad for the lightest helmet here. So, with all our helmets tested, let's take a look at how they did all together, and we'll also include our runners-up since we didn't just test these 5 helmets. We also tested the Icon Airframe Pro and the Nolan N87 Plus to make sure we were really finding the quietest helmet. When we tested the Nolan out, the interior temperature was about 11 degrees, while the external temperature was about 9 degrees, showing a 2-degree difference. For noise, this helmet clocked in at 102 decibels, which is about average, and the wind speed was about 110 to 130 kilometers per hour. When we took the Icon Airframe Pro out, it was 15 degrees Celsius outside and 14 in the helmet, which is a great 1 degree cooler. However, with the wind speed ranging from about 100 to 115 kilometers per hour, this helmet came in at a noisy 103 decibels, making this the noisiest helmet here. On a side note, we've also tested the Icon Airflight, and though we're not including it here today, for those who are curious, we measured about 110 decibels, and you can check the rest of the results in our full review and road test video. The quietest sport touring helmet slot here is actually a tie between the HJC RPHA 70 and the Shoei GT Air 2, since both helmets came in at an amazing 97 decibels. Following this, we have the AGV K6 with its 101 decibels, then came the Shark Spartan GT Carbon, then the Arai Profile-V, and the Nolan N87 Plus, each coming in at 102 decibels. This leaves the Icon Airframe Pro at the bottom with a noisy 103 decibels. In the end though, it's a good idea to take a look at how these helmets all stacked up all together, since these helmets perform differently across several categories and not just noise. So while the RPHA 70 came in at a very good 5 stars for noise, it still did poorly for ventilation, making this a hot helmet. This makes the GT Air 2 a stronger helmet in terms of performance, but it also does come in at a higher price. In terms of the K6, this helmet came in at the lightest helmet that still blocks noise as well. If you're looking for a helmet that gives you the most bang for your buck at a decent noise level, then the Nolan N87 Plus would be the one to go for, with a good Euro per star rating and strong noise isolation performance. If you'd like to purchase any of the helmets we went over today, make sure to head over to championhelmets.com, where we have a lowest price guarantee and plenty of great bundle deals with discounted visors and communication systems, including both Sena and Cardo. This brings us to the end of the top 5 quietest full-face helmets of 2020 guide. This is a tough category to compete in, but the Shoei GT Air 2 and the HJC RPHA 70 still came out on top as the best at noise isolation. If you liked the video, make sure to subscribe and let us know what you think of these helmets in the comments down below. I'm Sebastian from Champion Helmets, and thanks for watching.